Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's your boy, the coach, representing that DNB, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Marley Bets. Marley, what's going down?
It's the goddamn deal, man. Feel like it's been a minute.
Yeah, nigga, you been on, you back working, and well, not that.
But KD say about time. I know, dog.
But you got that
schedule,
big
man.
contract.
Yeah, small time business owner, man. Had to, that mean I work more and work harder.
Yeah. So what's going down, KB? Yeah, man, we had to take a break for a week. We were hitting the people with our shorts for a little bit. So if you follow us all across the board of all of our platforms, you will get some information. You know what I'm saying? And we just felt as though we needed to bless the people with a Saturday morning show. We haven't done one of these in a long time, especially for college basketball. But we definitely owe the people this. Just kind of get caught up. Since the last time we've had our show, we are 73-49 on the year. We kind of got back up there on our locks, 15-11. A lot of our lock plays that we didn't cash in on came from the goddamn Big Ten. And the Big Ten is so unpredictable, bro. It's like, it's crazy.
That pissed me off, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Rutgers are proving right now that, man.
And I know Rutgers. I was following around like one of my favorite little teams last year.
Yeah, bro, every top dog in that conference has gone into Rutgers and lost. And I keep taking the top dogs on it because I'm like, they can't keep winning. You know what? It all started with really started with Purdue. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. So, but we got a couple of games we're gonna cover here today. We're gonna cover about 6 games. If you're not familiar with what games we're gonna cover, we always put them in the description link. Did you post in Let's Eat?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I know the people over there wanna see what's going down, man. But we got about an hour and 40 minutes to tip off for the first game. So, man, let's jump right in. Unless you kind of got something you want to review real quick over the week.
Nah, let's hit it.
All right. Well, the first show we're gonna our first game we're gonna talk about is a Texas showdown. Somebody looking for some revenge, and of course, if you've been following this little rivalry, Texas's current head coach was the head coach of Texas Tech. When they came in to play them guys earlier this week, fans was outside damn near with picket with goddamn pickets and torches and stuff ready to tear down UT bus. So this should be a good one. Definitely UT's looking for a rivalry game, a revenge game right here to the 10th degree. But anywho, Texas Tech Red Raiders 20-6 on the year, 18-8 against the spread, taking on the Texas Longhorns, who are 19-7 on the year, 12-14 on the year. This line actually opened up in favor of Texas -1.5, and since then Texas has been getting a lot of love, which put it up to 3.5. And the total opened up at 123.5. Right now that line's at 128 as a consensus. There are some books out there that got it at 127. Injury report right now for Texas Tech. McCullough, he is questionable today with an ankle injury. Calhoun is in quarantine right now, so he's also questionable. And Allen, he's questionable today with a personal reason. So definitely want to get on Twitter, type in those guys' name, and kind of see if there's any latest update on those gentlemen. While Texas, Mitchell, he's the only one that's been out. He left the team earlier this season. Last time we seen Texas Tech, they beat Baylor by 10 points, 83-73. And the last time we seen Texas, they beat OU 80-78. So let's get to these actual factuals real quick. Texas Tech, 8-1 against the spread in the last 9 games. The over sits 6 out of the last 9 for Texas Tech's games. At 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 games going up against Texas. They're 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games against Texas. The unders also hit 5 out of the last 6 games whenever Tech is on the road. But they're 3-17 straight up in the last 20 games whenever they're playing on the road in Texas. 12-2 against the spread in the last 14 games this season. And 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games against a Big 12 conference opponent, but 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games played in the month of February. Texas Tech, actual factors for Texas is still early in the morning. The total has gone over 4 out of the last 5 games. They're 6-2 straight up in the last 8 games, 16-1 straight up in the last 17 games at the crib, 17-3 straight up in the last 20 games. When playing at the crib against Texas Tech, the overs hit 5 out of the last 7 games this season for Texas. 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games when played on the Saturday. 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing as a favorite. So Texas taking on Texas Tech, a big Big 12 matchup today. Marley, how you feel about this one?
What's up? I mean, those of us that have been watching the show kind of know how I feel about Texas. I'm not a huge Texas basketball fan. I don't think they're a good team. Let me take that back. I don't want to say I don't think they're a good team. I don't think they're one of the upper echelon teams in the Big 12. I don't think they're with the Kansas, with the Baylors, and with this Texas Tech team. I know it's a revenge factor, and I know all the shit that you mentioned with the bus and at Texas Tech and yada yada yada. I know all this.
Blase.
Right, blase. And with them missing Allen, did you say Allen was out or is he questionable for Texas?
He's questionable.
Personal reasons, right?
For Texas Tech, he's questionable.
No. Allen for Texas is what I'm talking about.
No, Allen for Texas Tech.
So Timmy Allen for Texas is playing.
Correct.
All right, and he's their leading scorer he's averaging 11.9 points a game. He's a leading scorer. And just like a week ago when I looked it up, I can't remember how he was averaging 10. Like their leading scorer is averaging 10 points. They can't really put the ball in the basket. That's their thing. I mean, they play great defense in Texas, but they can't really score. And that's my issue with this team. They average 68 points a game, but they give up 57. So the defense is there. Texas Tech averages 74.2 points a game. They give up 61. They still play defense. But I'm taking Texas Tech plus the 3. I know it's a revenge factor, and it probably goes against everybody's conventional wisdom. But I just think Texas Tech is the better team, honestly. I know McCullers is questionable, or he has like illness or something you said, questionable. So, I think he's probably going to play. These games start starting to matter. We get close to tournament time. But Bryson Williams go take over for us, the senior forward, 13 points a game, 4.5 rebounds. If McCullers doesn't go, I'm on the over too, because I think if Texas Tech win, it goes over. I took these plays last week or 2 weeks ago when they played. I was on Texas Tech first half, Texas Tech full game, and Texas Tech over. All 3 cashed. I don't think the first half is going to cash this week with Texas being at home and the way they had all the little bullshit that happened in Texas. I believe Texas is going to come out ready to play in that first half. But I think by the second half, the talent is just going to take over, and I think Texas Tech is a better team personally. So give me Texas Tech plus the 3.5. I'm going to take over. Damn, it went to 129. I just looked at it. It was like 126. You sure that's accurate?
Yeah, that's what I just seen on UAger. UAger.com. What?
I'll still take it at 129.
I mean, so a lot of people have it at 128 too.
Well, give me it at 128. Man.
So you want to take the over?
Yes. And I'm taking Texas Tech plus the 3.5 though.
All right. So Marley likes Texas Tech official play plus 3.5, and he likes the total going over. I'm gonna pass on this one, but if I were to make a lean, I would take Texas in the first half. They statistically for this season, they have been a better first half team, especially at home. Texas Tech hasn't been that dominant on the road in the first half. Even last game against Baylor, they end up losing the first half outright by a couple of points.
At the crib.
But they are right. Yeah, they were at the crib, but they are a great second half team. So, but if I were to lean on this one, I would take Texas on the first half. So, but I'm going to pass. So just to recap, you like Texas Tech plus the 3.5, and you like the over going over 128.
Yes.
Okay, so be sure to look for the
yes.
books that got it at 128, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, follow. And let's get to our next game, afternoon game. We're talking about Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Kentucky Wildcats, Big Blue Nation. Alabama 17-9 on the year, 9-17 against the spread, while the Wildcats are 21-5 on the year, 12-14 against the spread. See what this line open up at. So that line actually opened up in favor of Kentucky -9. So we have been getting a lot of money coming in on the Alabama side, which brought it down to 9. There are some books that have it at 6.5 as well. The total opened up at 156 right now. It's as a consensus 155.5. There aren't any injury reports listed right now for Alabama. As far as Kentucky, Frederick, the guard, he's been out indefinitely with a hamstring injury. Washington Jr. left last game with an injury, so he is questionable with the ankle injury. And as we all know, Sharp, the guard, he's been out. Last time we seen Alabama, they beat Mississippi State 80-75 on the 16th. And the last time we seen Big Blue, they lost 63-76 against Tennessee. Get to these actual factuals real quick. For Bama, they're 3-15 against the spread in the last 18 games. The total's gone over 14 in the last 20, 6-3 straight up in the last 9 games, 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games against Kentucky, 3-13 straight up in the last 16 games. The total's gone over 7 of the last 8 road games for Alabama, 1-8 straight up in the last 9 games played against Kentucky, 2-8 against the spread in the last 10 games, 1-10 against the spread in the last 11 games when playing against an SEC conference opponent. And in Black History Month, they are 7-3 straight up in the last 10 games this month. Kentucky 3-6 against the spread in the last 9 games this season. The total's gone under 4 out of the last 9 games, 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games, 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games at the crib, 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games when playing at the crib against Alabama. 2-6 against the spread in the last 8 games against SEC conference opponent. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games played on a Saturday this season. And the overs hit 8 out of the last 12 games when Big Blue Nation is when playing as a favorite in the last 12 games. So Alabama Crimson Tide, Kentucky Wildcats. Marley, how you feel about this one?
I'm on the Blue Bloods.
All right.
Kentucky. I want that first half, especially.
First half -3.5 right now.
Yes, sir. Give me that. Especially coming off a loss. Even though it was a loss to a good, they're kind of good. I don't know. Whatever you guys think about Tennessee. Coming off a loss to Tennessee. That game was at Tennessee. Tennessee is a tough place to play. Crowd, those kids be involved, be really into it. Coming off a loss like that, I know Calipari gonna be on their ass. I expect a big game from big boy Toshibu. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. But my man is averaging 16 and 15. He's a walking Shigway. What the hell was I saying? I don't know how to say his name. I'm normally not too bad at names, but sure. that one got me. Anyway, I expect he, like I said, he's a walking double, 16 points, 15 boards per game. And even though is going to be who'd you say was out? It was the guard. I can't think of his name right now. For Kentucky.
Well, he's questionable.
He's questionable. So
Washington Jr.
Washington Jr. There we go. Yeah, even if he is, I'm not too worried about that because even though he is the starting guard for Kentucky, you still got Mintz coming off the bench. He's a senior, and he plays a ton of minutes. He's going to be the backup guard to take his place. So I'm not too worried about that happening. We just go lean on Grady a little bit more. I think he's a junior. So they got upperclassmen on this team that I'm not too worried about them missing an injury. And Alabama, on the other hand, they're better at home than they are on the road. Oh my God, is that my shit?
Yeah, this should be that. Was watching soccer? Oh nah, somebody lit my shit.
I'm trying to stop it. I don't know. It's showing Kentucky highlights. Anyway. Kentucky first half, man. I'm gonna leave it at
Oh
that.
no, that's Duke.
That's Duke. Yeah, that's Duke.
Yeah, that's Duke. I am right there with you. To Kentucky this season has been a great first half team, especially at the crib, and I like this spot coming off this loss. It's only at 3.5 right now. I think they can end up winning this first half by 8 or more. I do look at this as easy money for Kentucky with the crowd amped up coming off that L against Tennessee. I'm right there with you. I think Austin Sheetway has his way. And I think he does the damn thing early. And like our boy Jalen said, like the boy Jalen, the homie Jalen said, it might be a blowout. It might be a blowout. But we just strictly talking about the first half right now. We both like the first half.
Yeah, I think it might be a blowout. I mean, they beat this. They beat about 10 in Alabama with the crowd. I know this. I don't like revenge games when the other team is on the road. Like that's. To me, that's not gonna be good. But the thing with Alabama is they play good when they play good teams. When they play sorry teams, they play trash, which is weird as shit. But
yeah. Right. Now you're right. But hey, like I said, we plan to get in, get out. For the first half. Second half, Bama can start making their runs and stuff. But I mean, if it gets ugly in the first half, you can kiss it. They might get that late, that last second, some garbage points to cover the spread. But, man, we just going to get in and get out real quick. Kentucky has played great in the first half for the most part this season, on the road and at the crib. So we're going to continue to ride this way, especially coming off that loss. So we both like Kentucky first half minus the 3.5. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We appreciate the comments coming in this morning. Keep them coming, man. Let's talk. Let's talk.
The Clippers.
Jaylen been with us for a minute. Hey, bro. Speaking of basketball, real quick, NBA, but how they do your boy Russell Wilson 79 overall? Is he 79 overall or 77 overall on 2K? And the latest
how he do himself like that. What you mean? Have you seen that?
I told boys I got into it with a Russell Westbrook fanboy online early in the season after they lost me money, and I was like, bro, Russell Westbrook ain't gonna work on this team. It ain't working out. And this dude just came at me. And I went and looked at his page profile, and I'm like, oh, he's a fucking fanboy. Yeah. And I was like, bro, you a fanboy, bro. I'm not about to sit here and argue with you. Yeah, he's a 79, bro.
I'm not gonna call him trash. Oh, he's trash right now, but overall through his career, I believe he probably is a Hall of Famer.
He's a statistic. Yeah, man. Jaylen fanboy. This dude.
Too much, dog. That'd be bad. It'd be the worst turnovers, dog. It'd be turnovers like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? He's so out of control.
He do be out of control, bro. I hate when he shoots a three. It's like, oh my God, why did you take that shot?
When the fans
before his wrist even get ready to flick, I'm like, why is he shooting this dog?
The fans be yelling, "Don't shoot." That's so fucked up. Like, I don't think I've ever heard fans yell at shit like, "No, don't shoot." Like the home fans. That shit is crazy.
Man. Well, let's keep this track moving, man, and let's go on to our next game. I know we said we was done with the Big Ten. I know I said I was done with the Big Ten because it's just so inconsistent.
I'm not betting on that shit.
But one thing I do like doing is fading hour, and we're gonna get into this. So let's talk about, which is another reason why we ain't talking about that great matchup that's gonna happen between Illinois and Michigan State. Like, I'm done with Michigan State. It's so inconsistent.
I think I'm done with the Big Ten, bro.
Just the Big Ten, period. This is going to be our last Big Ten run right here.
I don't have a play on this game. I seen it, too. I seen it when I was looking at the plays. Like, man, Iowa State -5 don't look too bad, but I'm not falling for it. Nope.
Let me run through this real quick then. We got Iowa Hawkeyes 17-8 on the year, 14-11 against the spread, taking on the Iowa State Buckeyes, who are 16-6 on the year, 12-10 against the spread. Now, this line actually opened up in favor of Ohio State -3. A lot of money's come in. What you laughing at? Because I don't have the screen up.
I'm done with the whole Big Ten. They work for Vegas. You goddamn right, Jeff.
Bro, god damn, bro. Boy, you ain't lying. Especially Rutgers. Shit, Rutgers run that mob, the goddamn mob up there running that. The line's sitting at 5.5, minus 5.5 for the most part, but we have it at 5 because UWager has it at 5. So we rock with UWager. We got our little endorsement deal with them, so we're gonna advertise their plays. Our no injury reports right now for our Ohio State. Towns, he's been out for the season. Soon's been out for the season. Johnson Jr. He is questionable with an ankle injury. Last time we seen Iowa, they lost 84-79 against Michigan, and last time we seen Ohio State, they won 70-45, cruised against Minnesota. Get these actual factuals. Iowa 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games. The total has gone over 5 out of the last 6 games. 10-5 straight up in the last 15 games this season. 7-13 straight up in the last 20 games when playing against Ohio State. The overs also hit 4 out of the last 5 games when I was on the road. 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games against a Big Ten conference opponent. The unders also hit 4 of the last 5 games when playing on the road in Ohio State. 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games played in Black History Month. 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games played on a Saturday. Get to Ohio. I keep saying Ohio State actual factuals. The Buckeyes 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games. 12-4 straight up in the last 16 games. 11-0 straight up in the last 11 games at the crib this season. The unders also hit 4 of the last 5 games when playing at home against Iowa. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games this season. 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games against a Big Ten conference opponent. And 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games played on a Saturday. So Ohio State hosting Iowa. Marley, do you have a lean for this?
Hell no.
None.
I mean, lean. I guess I lean toward Ohio State, but I'm not messing with this conference at all. And man, that UConn game, I looked at that. They're just it's too many points.
Man, bro, those two teams are really inconsistent.
Man, you took the word.
They inconsistent in the Big East, bro. They play like they should be in the goddamn Big Ten. They just too inconsistent, man.
I feel like 7 too much, though. I think UConn wins that game. But
who's at home? UConn?
UConn's at home. And they lost to Xavier like 2-3 games ago, I think.
I don't know, man.
I looked at that Duke game too. Florida State has injuries.
Too many injuries.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but that line, it's like 15 though.
Duke be getting on my nerves lately, bro.
Duke first half might be a good play. It should be like.
It's 7. Like ever since we had that stream when we started talking about that.
Nah, they won like 3 games after that.
They won that game. I don't know, bro. It seemed like once we did the curse of that, it's been like out of there. Anywho, man, let me talk about this one real quick. Iowa to me are some frauds. They are frauds. They are one of the most, besides Michigan State, one of the most inconsistent teams. They got Keegan Murray. He's like the only cat they got on that squad. But I like my boy Liddell. Over at Ohio State, they do have more veterans on that Ohio State side of the ball, and they do protect the crib for the most part. Oh, good point, Myron. We'll get to that. Last home game, yeah, they might blow the doors. Florida State been struggling big time in the first half. I mean, shit. Yeah, they running with about 6-7 guys right now, scholarship players. Anywho, for this game right here, I like Ohio State. I really like them for the first half, but I'm just going to be safe and let them take care of the game for the full time. Iowa, they can't score like that. Ever since they, had almost 80 points a game, and they played against somebody, Rutgers. Ever since then, it was a wrap, bro. And I even think I took them a game before when Wisconsin went in there and played them as a big underdog. I think I took them then. But I like Ohio. I really like Ohio State in this spot right here, minus the 5 as an official play. So lock me in for that one, and we can get on to our next game. Let's go ahead and hit our lock of the day. Let's go ahead with our lock of the day. Go ahead and get that out the mix. Hey man, Youngstown playing a middle school team. Hey, Youngstown
Hey,
State
I
was
be
we hit
on
that.
Youngstown State, dog. Don't
Yeah,
sleep on Youngstown State.
you put that on there on the short. If you guys tuned in on our short, Youngstown State was one of our plays. I think last Friday, not this past Friday, but last
Hey,
Friday,
look,
Youngstown State was our team. We took that.
IUPUI sucks, dog. Like
They trash.
that's a fake
What's the
team.
spread on that right now?
17 and a half.
They're trash.
They real trash.
Who's at
IUPUI
home?
trash. Youngstown State.
Oh, that might be a great first half play for sure. That first half should be like what,
Hey,
9 to
listen,
10,
I
9.5
told boys
10?
this like 3-4 weeks ago, and that hoe is 4-0 since I told boys this. Maybe even bigger than that. Fade Oregon State.
Yeah, you have been on that fade.
I mean, all that, all
We
that.
might need
I
to
don't
make
know.
a
I haven't seen them
might,
today. I don't even know if they play today because I haven't looked at the later games.
they probably play tomorrow. We need to go ahead and have that as a segment. Oregon State
Oh,
segment.
they play Arizona State, and the line is at 8.
Oh, it's like 13. What is it? What's it at?
It's at 8.5.
Arizona State at the crib. Arizona State plays real good at the crib.
I'm taking them first half and full game. It's the night game. That's gonna be my closeout game. Well, no, I ain't gonna be my closeout game. But I'm all over that hoe.
Well, let's get to our lock of the day, man. Hopefully, we can cash this out, keep the record. Because, man, we had our locks was locked in, and then we start. You know what happened? We started picking a couple of Big Ten teams as our locks, and then it just went downhill from there.
We just did that game.
What are you talking
about? I think about Alabama, Kentucky. We literally just did that.
Yeah,
Kentucky
you just
first
came
half,
in. He probably wasn't here, bro.
Yeah,
hey man, don't run them off, bro. We almost there.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let's get to our lock of the day, man. We talking about the number 2 team in the country. Most likely the winners of. I could see them playing Gonzaga for the final in the Final Four this year. Auburn Tigers 24-2 in the year, 18-7-1 against the spread, taking on the Florida Gators, 16-10, 12-14 against the spread. What's up? You don't like Gonzaga?
I don't know how good Gonzaga is because they haven't played nobody. So I'm not putting them in my Final Four. Auburn, possible. I like Auburn.
Who you like better than who you think better than these two teams? Anybody? Who's number 1 right now?
Who is number 1? That's a good question. I don't even know. Number 1 is
I think Zaga.
Zaga number 1. They might be because
I know Auburn just fell back. Yeah.
Zaga.
Anywho, this line opened up in favor of Auburn -5.5. So a lot of money has been coming in on Florida, which brought it down to 4. The total was in this game opened up at 141.5. Right now that line's at 140. There are some 139s. And a half for the most part. Let's see. Let's get to these injury reports right now. So there aren't any injury reports right now for Auburn and Florida center Jitobo. He's been out with an injury for the most part. Auburn. Last time we seen them, they beat Vandy 94-80. They actually were up in the first half by like 4 and just took off, bro. The second half spread was like 7.5. And I was looking at it, I was like, man, let me chill. They took off. Last time we seen Florida, they lost to Texas Tech in a thriller. They were actually up, and Texas Tech just boom, finished it off. They lost 56-55 in that game. Let's get to these actual factuals real quick. Auburn 11-3-1 against the spread in the last 15 games. The overs hit 9 out of the last 13 games. 19-1 straight up in the last 20 games. 2-7 against the spread in the last 9 games against Florida. 13-13 straight up in the last 16 games against Florida. 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games on the road. 0-13 straight up in the last 13 games when playing on the road against Florida. The overs also hit 4 of the last 6. 10-3-1 against spread in the last 14 games against the SEC conference opponent. Let's get to the actual factions for Florida. 0-5 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 5. They're 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 6 when playing against Auburn. 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games at the crib. 13-0 straight up in the last 13 games against Auburn. The unders also hit 5 out of last 6, and they're 0-5 against the spread in Black History Month. So, Marley, you want to tell the people the lock of the day?
The lock of the day is Auburn -4. Don't take them first half, people. They be struggling in the first half. But if you catch their ass close or down, please believe, take their ass second half because they been killing second half lately. Lock of the day, Auburn -4 though. Just like that.
You ain't gonna elaborate into it.
Oh, I can. You just told me to tell them the plays.
Oh, well, go ahead. Elaborate. The people want to know why. Hey, man, why y'all think that's the play? Whatchamacallit, Florida 13-0 against them boys and da-da-da-da-da.
Let me get to my notes. I thought I was just giving out the play, the lock of the day, but you're absolutely right. So let's get into it. Florida, they're coming out back-to-back losses against Texas A&M and Kentucky. I saw somebody in the chat say they think this is a good bounce-back game, which it is a great spot for the Gators. They were on the road in both those two losses. Then you get them, you get the number 2 team coming in at home. However, in which they are good, they are tough to beat at home, and they've been on a streak against Auburn. However, this Auburn team we've been on, man, for a pretty good portion of this season, and Auburn is the dominant team right now in one of the dominant conferences in all of college basketball. Mr. Jabari Smith, 15.8 points a game. He's also at 6.7 rebounds. That's the diaper dandy, the big freshman. And those are the reasons. I know Castleton for Florida, excuse me, before I jump off, before I get away, let you take over. I know Castleton is averaging 15.5 points a game. He's also leading the team in rebounds at 9.2. That's that tall, kind of like lanky white boy for Florida. Don't nobody know who he is.
That transferred in.
Right. But I'm going to just be, I don't know if you're going to like this, what I'm going to say, P, but he going up against some niggas today. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and the only reason he said I might not like that, y'all don't get it twisted, because he like
this goes back to something we be talking about for that know the show. You know what I'm saying? When we take certain teams against certain other teams, and sometimes we forget to look at certain shit, and it's just this one of those days I'm not forgetting. Like, don't get me wrong, he might get his 15. I'm not saying they're gonna go on there and shut him down, but it's different athletes that he's playing against today. You know what I'm saying? It's a team that's full of them, and Duke can hoop. So I'm not saying, hey, I don't want nobody who normally don't watch the show, you know what I'm saying, to think I'm going some left with it, but you know what I'm saying. You're not going against the brothers today. You know what I'm saying? Not some brothers. You want to get these brothers?
The same dude.
Yeah, you're not going up against Duke.
Same
Duke. You know what I'm saying? This guy.
What else? Because he came from where was he? He was at North Carolina, right?
No, that's not.
He was at North Carolina, dude. Either way. No, he was at one of those.
Was it?
I think he was at North Carolina. I think when Roy Williams left, he left.
This ain't that either. This ain't that either. North Carolina kind of, they like halfway sometimes. This ain't that though.
Yeah.
This ain't that though. This like SEC. This like Auburn D-line, but basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, like you said, this lock of the day, I'm right there with you. I do think it'll be close, but I think once we get in under 3 minutes, I think Auburn will pull away, and then the fouls start rolling in. This team is just way too athletic, a lot of size. This Florida team been inconsistent all year long. They're up and down. They are a one-half team. If they have a bad first half, they're going to have a great second half, and vice versa. But I like Auburn right here to keep the train running. And I think the SEC is going to protect the Golden Boys right now, and that's this squad right here. So if you start seeing some whistles early, just say I told you. In favor of Auburn, just say I told you.
We want to see the whistle. I want it to be tight early because that's right on par for what? Right on par for what?
I want a blowout. Just blow them out.
Blow them out second half. Because that's what they've been doing like the last.
No. I don't even want to stress in the first half. Let's get 70 to 45.
Never a need to stress in the first half when you got the full game.
Let's let Kessler get a quadruple double, and then we'll never talk about you again, dude. I will say my brother. I will say my brother. He get a quadruple double. If he get a triple double, I give it to him.
I mean, he can hoop. It's just different. It's just different today. Today is just a different kind of day.
So that's our lock, man. All right, so we're getting ready. We got about 8 minutes to 10 o'clock. We got 2 more games to cover real quick. For those who don't know, that's our lock of the day. This also became another one of my locks for the day.
This is tough. This is tough for me to do. As far as making it a lock,
I'm a believer, bro. Tennessee Volunteers 19-6 on the year, 15-5 against 15-10 against the spread, taking on Arizona. Arkansas Razorbacks 26 on the year, 16-10 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Tennessee -1.5, but that money started coming in strong on Arkansas. They got it all the way up to 2.5 right now. What do I have it as? -2. Well, right now that line's at 2.5 for the most part. But UAG got it at 2, so we're gonna rock with them because they endorsed us. Or we endorsed them. Tennessee, they got Nakamura, the guard. He is out for the season, as we know. Arkansas don't have any injuries. Tennessee's coming off that big, impressive rivalry game victory against Kentucky, 76-63. So looking like a perfect setup. While Arkansas beat Mizzou 76-57 last time we seen them. Tennessee, actuals. They're 6-3 against the spread last 9 games. The unders hit 13 on last 20. They're 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games. 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games against Arkansas. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games against Arkansas as well. 4-1 against the spread on the last 5 games on the road. But 0-6 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on the road against Arkansas. 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games this season. And the total has gone over 4 out of the last 6 games for Tennessee in Black History Month. Actual factuals for Arkansas. They're 7-0 against the spread in the last 7 games. 10-1 straight up in the last 11 games. The overseas 7 out of the last 7 games against Tennessee. 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games at the crib. 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games at the crib against Tennessee. 5-0 against spread in the last 5 games of the season. 6-0 against spread in the last 6 games against an SEC conference opponent. And the unders hit 6 out of the last 8 games whenever Arkansas plays in Black History Month. So Arkansas, Tennessee, Marley, do you have a play or a lean for this one?
I'm on Arkansas on the money line, man. This Arkansas team is super tough at the crib, and that's the key. And you kind of mentioned it earlier when you was talking. Shit, excuse me. Nobody fucking. I'm back. My bad. I'm looking at the chat. You mentioned it earlier. Damn, what did you say earlier in your little soliloquy?
For this game?
Yeah, it made me.
I'm a believer.
Nah, before that. I mean, after that. Damn, you said something that made me.
Well, they got the best record in the SEC.
Yeah, best record in the that's not it, but yeah, best record at home in the SEC.
Best home record in the SEC.
Yeah, best home record in the SEC. Damn, I can't remember what you said. I tried to note it, but oh, there we go. Great spot. There we go. Great spot for Arkansas. First, like we said a while ago, Arkansas has the best home record in the SEC. At home, and then you got Tennessee coming in off a huge win versus their rival Kentucky at the crib. I feel like it's a perfect letdown spot. You got them; they're going to be riding high coming in. I think Tennessee is on 5 straight. If I'm not mistaken, 6 straight. Okay,
no, 5 straight. You're right, 5.
Okay. 5 straight. So I'm sure they're going to be riding high, feeling good about themselves, and on paper or name recognition, I don't know if they are, but it's easy to overlook a Arkansas team who's not notably for basketball. But Shackelford, I expect these guys to not to start balling because they've been balling, but to continue balling at the crib. I think it'll be tight, but I watched this Arkansas team against Kentucky, even though they lost that game ultimately at the crib. They played differently. different at home, man.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like that
different.
crowd get behind them and shots fall. So I got Arkansas -2 at the crib.
Oh, you said -2 or money line. Which one is it now?
I
You
said
said
both.
money line originally.
Okay, keep me on the money line. What is it?
All right, I'm right there with you on the money line. I'm riding with the best record. One thing about Arkansas and is that they fan base for all sports. They be showing love. Now I know it's kind of falling off for football. It's picking right back up, but when they had Darren McFadden, Peyton Hillis, Felix Jones, Matt Jones, like that fan base was going crazy. They crazy in basketball. They are crazy, even crazier in baseball, college baseball. So the fan base really brings the spirit out for this team to show up at the crib. So I'm not gonna fade that now. Tennessee, though they're 19-6, I mean, most of the losses out of those 6 came on the road. And
I'm not impressed with Tennessee.
the numbers are there. I'm not either, man. Ever since they cheated that game against Arizona, like I'm like, bro, y'all are really frauds, bro. Like, y'all really look like a Pac-12 team.
And I hate the Pac-12.
Horizon Conference, Atlantic 10
That's why
team.
bad they got Arizona.
but yeah, man.
Number 3.
Man, I'm riding with the statistics. It's right there. Perfect letdown game for Tennessee after beating that Kentucky team at the crib in the rivalry game, primetime TV. I like Arkansas. I really love them in this spot right now. Gonna take them with the money line, no stress. All right. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That is Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets. We took a week off from our show, but we're typically here throughout the week anywhere around.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, man. The over. Yeah, I swear I thought about that because Arkansas is a fast-paced team. The over.
They are fast-paced. They love scoring in transition and on
they trying to score.
Definitely.
They getting up and run. Man, I thought about that too. I almost said something. What's the over at? I wonder what's the total right now. It's like it got to be 150.
Damn, I just deleted the slide. Let me see.
I'm gonna check it.
It said 141.
Oh,
141 right now.
140. What?
Mic check. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're good. All
right. Well, let's get to our last game for this morning, so everybody can get to their bets. We hitting the 10 o'clock Central Standard Time slot. Our last game we're gonna talk about, people, is could be a janky one. Kansas Jayhawks 21-4 on the year, 11-14 against the spread. Traveling all the way to West Virginia to take on the Mountaineers, 14-11 on the year. 10-15 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Kansas -6. The money has been coming in on West Virginia to bring it down to 4.5. There are some 5s out there as well. If you're looking on the side with West Virginia on this one, the total opened up at 141. Right now, as a consensus, that line is at 145. Check out the injury reports right now for Kansas. Coleman Lands, he is probable for this game due to illness. We already know Remy Martin has been out for the year. For West Virginia, Okonwo, he has been out and definitely with a foot injury. Last time we seen KU, they beat Oklahoma State 76-62. And the last time we see Kansas State, they lost West Virginia, they lost 78-73 against Kansas State. Get to these actual factuals. Kansas, they are 4-8 against spread in the last 12 games. The unders hit 4 in the last 6. They are 17-3 straight up in the last 20 games. 8-3 against spread in the last 11 games against West Virginia. 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games against West Virginia, but only 1-4 against spread in the last 5 games on the road. The unders also hit 6 out of the last 7 games when playing on the road against West Virginia. 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games this season. 9-1 straight up in the last 10 games against Big 12 conference opponent. And during Black History Month, the last 20 games they played during this month, they are 15-4-1 against the spread. West Virginia, 2-8 against the spread in the last 10 games. The overs hit 9 out of the last 10. They are 1-9 straight up in the last 10 games. The overs also hit 4 out of the last 6 against Kansas. 11-3 straight up in the last 14 games at the crib. The unders also hit 6 out of last 7. The overs also hit 12 out of last 14 games this season for West V. They're 1-8 straight up in the last 9 games against a Big 12 conference opponent. 0-7 against the spread in the last 7 games played on a Saturday this month. And 1-8 against the spread in the last 9 games when playing as an underdog. So Kansas Jayhawks taking on the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Marley, do you have a play or a lean for this game?
I do not. Numbers, conventional wisdom, everything says take Kansas. This should be a Kansas blowout. But for some strange ass reason, I feel like this guy's got some kind of bait or trap written all over it. I'm not saying Virginia's gonna upset Kansas. I'm just staying away from this game. It's something about this game I'm not fucking with. I can't really quite put my finger on it, but I feel like it's just other plays. I think this is a late game. I'm probably gonna be fading Oregon State.
What is that like? We'll get to that in open mic. That Oregon State watch is what it we call.
Yeah.
All right, well, cool.
I know West Virginia is tough at home, man. They'll be pressing and shit, man. You know,
full court
press and shit. I'm just gonna stay away from it.
So I agree with you for the most part for this game. I do think Kansas can't cover full game, but it does have some kind of. It's just tough traveling, that far and taking on a team in West Virginia, especially early morning game. So that is why I'm going with the get in and get out special. First half for Kansas, -2.5. Just need to win by 3. I think they could get 5 if they play right, come out quick. I know the crowd. One thing about West Virginia crowd, they do get amped up, but they really get amped up in the second half. And then that's when they apply more pressure with the full game press as well. So let's get in and get out. Kansas -2.5 for the first half. I know that's a janky play traveling on the road early game in the first half, but I have faith they come in. They come in and they take care of business. The Reaper just said Kell Brook and did he say Amir Khan? They fight today at 3 or 4. I didn't know Amir Khan was fighting.
Yeah, they do fight this weekend. I forgot.
But anywho, to wrap that game up real quick, I do like Kansas for the first half, -2.5. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets. And just to do a quick recap of our plays, just do a quick little recap of our plays. Marley likes Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm going to take that over 138.
Marley likes Texas Tech plus 3.5 and the over for that game, 128. He likes Kentucky first half -3.5. Our lock of the day is Auburn -4. And he likes Arkansas with the money line. As for myself, I like Kentucky first half -3.5. Ohio State -5. Auburn lock of the day -4. Arkansas money line, and I like Kansas first half -2.
That might do this. That was close.
You don't like it?
I know. I love it.
Oh yeah, I love it too.
It's
a perfect setup for Tennessee. It really should be the lock because that's the perfect setup right there. But Florida trash. Hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure to follow us on all of our platforms. We are Brothas N Bets. We are here. Shout out to all the first-time viewers. Shout out to everybody in the comment section that was rocking today, man, with the feedback. We love feeding off y'all boys.
Saturday shows more often.
Yeah, we love feeding off y'all boys. Let's get to this open mic. You got anything you want to talk about real quick? Oh, Oregon State.
I'm going to tell boys one more time, man. I don't know when I said this the first time. At least a month ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago, at least. Memo. Oregon State, like they lost to Cal. Let me go to look at their last 5 games because I'm sure I've taken them every time. I've been fading their ass first half and on the full game. They play Arizona today. And the line, Arizona State, excuse me. And the line is 8.5. Probably going to be 4 first half, maybe even 5. But
if y'all got some games y'all want to talk about, this is our open mic section. Just throw it out there, man. We can go over it real quick. Give you our feedback. Another game I was looking at, I kind of like that Miami at home against West Virginia, bro. I kind of like that.
They don't play West Virginia because West Virginia.
I mean, not West Virginia. They play Virginia.
Virginia. Ooh, I don't know. Clark
like
scares
that,
me.
dog.
Little Clark scares me, dog.
Man,
Virginia point guard.
That. Yeah, the little mulatto. Yeah, but I like that game, man.
Little mulatto. He is not a mulatto.
Ooh, don't get canceled.
This nigga crazy. Nah, you just so Texas. You from the South. You don't know shit. Hey, Oregon State. I got it right here. Look. The boys lost to Colorado 86-63. Fade that. Lost to Cal 63-61. That's as close as he got because Cal sucks. Still took that whole money line. Lost to Stanford 76-65. Took that. Lost to Colorado again 90-64. These are double digits. These are like 20-point win people with the exception of one. And Arizona beat them 83-69. That's their last 5 losses. And they play Arizona State today.
I kind of like that Arizona State at the home. Arizona State a beast at the crib, man.
I'm telling you,
like they nasty at the house.
I don't care if Oregon State wins whatever bet they today. It's not gonna take me off that fade. State bandwagon. I mean, I got a couple games for open mic to just throw out there. I ain't gonna say.
I like that Gonzaga first half. I like that Gonzaga first half also.
I like your boys today. Townsend.
Fresno State? Oh, Townsend.
Townsend minus like 3 or 4 today.
I kind of like Colorado to win money line today with that plus money, plus 125. I like them to beat Stanford.
Yeah. I was just on them against whoever they played last. Colorado I'm talking about. I can't remember who it was, though.
Who? Which is still on?
No, on
I kind of like Winthrop to win against NC Asheville too, -2. They on the road. I like that Florida Gulf Coast -3 against North Florida.
I don't fuck with none of them. I'm trying to find your boy.
Yeah, I like that Gonzaga first half versus
There's so many points though.
Santa Clara.
That's why I don't know how good Gonzaga is. They don't fucking play nobody. They need to get out their conference.
They need to go to the pack.
I mean, I guess it's better than what they is. At least they can play UCLA and them. I think they like where they at because they get to beat up on the little team and still be ranked.
Ooh, Boise State first half -2. I like that too. That's a 5 p.m. game, Central Time.
They're playing somebody I'm scared of.
Who? Boise, Utah State. Yeah, I'm scared of Utah State. Scared of this. I like Princeton to beat Yale too.
Bro, that Winthrop, man, that ass.
Here goes
There go that Townsend.
Here goes money line. Money line, what's the play?
Man, you'll shit. I'm calling you about that conversation yesterday. How did you
hold on. You're on the show right now. We're on the show right now.
Oh shit, I'll back, man.
Hey,
look at that Delaware and William and Mary. William and Mary sucks.
Delaware -4?
Nah, it's Delaware -10. Man. William and Mary only 5-23. I looked at that game earlier. They stay getting blown out. Hey, Townsend and Charleston, I'm telling you, Townsend -3. That's easy.
Yeah, I like that too. But they won a couple of road games this week. That's what makes me a little scared. Like they on back-to-back road games. That kind of make me scared. I ain't gonna lie.
They're kids.
Exactly. That makes Hey man, I gotta get out of here. We're about to hit our hour mark. I gotta lock in on these bits. But hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, follow, holler at us in the Brothas N Bets chat. We took a week off. We've been slacking, but we've been dropping our shorts on YouTube and Instagram. So that's why we say you got to follow us on everything, especially on Instagrams, as Kodak Black likes to say. But Marley, if you lead us on a prayer, we can get on out of here, my G.
Yep. I got another little job to get to. All right, people, y'all know what it is. Best of luck on your bets today. Let's hit that lock of the day. Y'all know what it is. I am Marley Bets. That is the coach. This is Brothas N Bets. And like yesterday and like every day, let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon'